Hello, and welcome to Japanese Craft Beer Reviews. Today we're going to take a look at a beer from a brewery which you may not have heard of, which I haven't actually thought of much in the last several years, but their beers suddenly appeared in the store, like 12 of them, and it was quite a surprise. And that brewery is Doppo Beer in Okayama, which is located in the central part of Japan, between, let's say, between Osaka and Hiroshima. And it is, the main company is宮下Sake Brewery Company Limited, and they have been producing sake for a long time, since 1915, so over 100 years. And they started producing beer in 1995, and so they claim that they are one of the, what do they call it, the pioneer of craft Japanese microbrewery. On their website, they claim that they're the ninth micro to open in Japan. That's possible. I really don't know exactly. But around 1994, the tax laws changed, and a lot of people started deciding to open microbreweries at that time. It was called the first wave of Japanese micros. And so in 1995, they opened a brewery in Korakuen, and for naming their brewery, the beer brewery, they've been a sake brewery, of course. For naming the beer brewery, they put out a call for names, and they got 3,000 suggestions, and they chose the name Doppo. And Doppo is these two characters here, and this is the character that's used in the name of the country Germany, Doitsu, and the together they can mean independence, Dokuritsu, Doppo Dokuritsu, and so one of the things was that they were trying to put out German-style beers, and so the Do became an important part of their name, and so 3,000 choices, and they chose that one. And their goal was to brew traditional German type beers, German style beers. And if you've been drinking craft beer in Japan for a while, you're probably aware that many of the early craft breweries decided to do German style. So all of them made a Pils, an Alt, maybe a Weizen, something like that. So later craft brewers didn't really stick to that line so much, but early ones did. And in fact, beer was started in Japan, by German breweries. Spring Valley in Yokohama and Sapporo in Hokkaido. So a lot of people, even to this day, still associate beer with Germany. So, but Doppo has been around for a while, and I haven't had any of them for quite a while, so I thought I would give them a go. And we're going to start with several beers. I've got, I think, 10, so I will have a playlist of Doppo beers, so give them a look. Okay, so the beer we're going to look at today is called Doppo Yuzu Beer, and it's aka Yuzu Doppo. You may see it listed as that on websites here. 5%, and it's a flavored fruit beer, flavored with, of course, the yuzu fruit, which is a citrus fruit quite popular in Japan and increasingly popular in other places as well. Yuzu is kind of like a gentler lemon. It has its own character. The zest from yuzu is, when you scrape the peel from it, is quite interesting as well. On Rate Beer, this had only 3 ratings. 3.43. I did not check on Tapped, but I'm sure they have more. It's been around for a while, so 400 yen at the store where I got it. And these are 330 milliliter bottles, so a little bit smaller than the 350, which is normal, 350 milliliters, which is normal in a can. Okay, so yuzu can be quite nice in a beer, and I assume they're probably making something like a Pilsner in this as a base. Let's give it a go. Okay, it is a nice fluffy head there. There's well over 2 fingers for sure. Fluffy, a little bit sloppy, but in any case, lightly hazy pastel blonde, and this may be chill haze. Not a lot of carbonation rising that I can see, just a little bit going up. All right. Okay. The nose is certainly yuzu, possibly zest. It's very light. It's not really coming through much. I thought with a big head that might bring up some strong aroma, but it's not. It's very mild, very light, much milder than many beers that use yuzu. Sorry. And let's give the flavor a go. Okay. Not terribly impressive. The yuzu is very light. Yeah, okay. Very, very light, slight maltiness. Very, very thin. Unfortunately. Yeah. When you put yuzu in a beer, you want people to really notice it, I think. And this is a little bit kind of a minor yuzu note to it. Well, as we say here, zanen. It's too bad, but I wish they'd done a little bit more with this. It could have been much nicer. So once again, this is called Yuzu Doppo, or Doppo Yuzu Beer, either way you like, and they call it Yuzu Doppo. And it's a 5% flavored fruit beer from Doppo Beer in Okayama. I don't think I can recommend this one very highly. I will look at some other fruit beers from them soon and see how they go. That's it for today. Please do subscribe to the channel, and I hope you will leave me a comment and tell me your experience with Doppo beers if you have had any of them. I've had their baseline Pilsner, Schwarz, and Dunkel, and those were all very nicely made, definitely. Anyway, let's look at some more Doppo beers in our next few reviews. Take care. Bye-bye.